Salve, salve rapaziada, beleza? Aqui é o David028, está prestes a começar o Majors de 2018 e o nosso grande jogo mais esperado que é o da Mibr. Então já vai ficando por aí, já vai arrumando as coisas que vai ser uma longa caminhada. Vou colocar aqui, vamos ver se vai mudar alguma coisa aqui.
Something that can have success and have results in the future.
Yeah, I feel almost a bit disappointed because I think one way that I could have seen Cloud9 losing this would have been if Schedule had gone missing, and it just wasn't. He was playing a really good game.
Yeah, automatic had those clutches.
Right, so usually those are the things that would give you some confidence in the team. So
yeah.
It's
strange overall. Yeah. Tough clutch to lose in that overtime. Either way, we've got Freya down with the winners who'll be playing it tomorrow. It's G2.
Thank you guys. Yes, I'm here with the winning side G2. So guys, that was an incredibly close game. Did you expect such a close matchup coming into this existence?
Yeah, to be honest, we knew that we're gonna play a tough match because they are really good on Inferno. We knew it. But we still wanted to play Inferno. I will not tell why, but yeah, we knew we were gonna play Inferno, and that's the best map, so yeah.
So you guys have had a pretty tough ride so far. You've come off 2 losses coming into this game. What did you change coming into this, Shocks?
Definitely, I think our last game versus Mibr yesterday was a tough one. As I said on Twitter, I still think it was a needed one for the world team because we played really scary and we didn't play like as we usually do in practice. We are not used since lot of weeks or whatever to have not official games or whatever, and we had a lot of pressure and we were just scared. I mean, you have to admit it if you want to go further, and since we admit it, then we just the main reason, I mean the main goal today was just to play our game, whatever, if we win, if we lose, don't have any regrets and just play how we know how to play CS.
Now, Existence, I just want to pick up on something that you tweeted yesterday after the game, just saying that you think people might have misperceived how you were playing, thinking you were a bit disorganized. Do you think you corrected these issues today?
Yeah, we played like no, it was like an horrible game. We forgot like some basics, and after we can't win if it's possible. So yeah, we correct that, and so yeah, we played good as team, even.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on that T side. You guys managed to get 6 rounds in a row after round 9. Was there anything you kind of focused on there to get that momentum going, Shocks?
When was the 6 rounds in a row?
It was round 9 on your T side.
I just think we tried to play as simple as possible. Like, when I say simple, it's just to be sure what we want to do at the beginning in the run, so everyone is very focused on his crosshair and don't have to think about anything, and I think that's the main reason why we put these runs.
I just want to briefly talk about the 2 new additions, Existence and Snips. What did you think they would bring to the team when you first let them join?
Thing is, like, I know them for like a couple of years now, so I was expecting basically Smith to add a lot of team play, and he's this kind of guy usually, like, even if yesterday like we were kind of scared as a team, I know like Smith will never be afraid individually, and that's definitely a strength you want to have when you're playing some big matches in LAN. Talking about Existence, I know he will bring like a real captain role and a real like model, I would say, because when I was leading, one of my biggest mistakes is just like it's not natural for me just to take the thing for everyone, you know. I think it's like when it's the same when you are like a kid and you are playing, for example, football or any games, whatever. You always have like someone who will naturally take the lead and will like tell to the other one like we should do that or whatever. And Kevin is this type of guy, and I knew that we needed someone like this.
I just want to delve into that a little bit more. How has the team's play style changed since Existence has been in-game leader?
I think the main thing is like we are really developing a long process, and the hard work Existence is putting to the team. It's really talking about the small details where we lost the run, and that's why we are not expecting like big, I would say results. When I say big, it's like maybe winning an event or whatever. Of course we want to, but we all know that what we are working
going into tomorrow's game.
En gros, maintenant on est 2-2 et en gros ça va être quoi le main focus pour demain?
We're just gonna see who we play. You understood? And yeah, just focus on the game, watch demo, speak about the veto. Yeah, just the approach of the game to be sure to be okay, all same point of view. That's it.
Well, thank you so much for your time, guys, and congratulations again on that win. Alex, back over to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Freya. That was Existence and shots there. And what on earth was that? A game of Counter-Strike that left much to be desired. Chaos ensuing. A double molly kill really set the tone for that one. And Cloud9 are eliminated from the London Major. It is quite the stark contrast to their performance with their previous roster at the previous Major. But Cloud9 could not muster enough in COT.
That was a bad game of Counter-Strike. There's no two ways to put that. That was a terrible game of CS. Strategically, individually, just across the board. I am sorry that everybody had to watch that, because the fact that they're so positive and thinking they fixed details, if they go back and watch this demo, the decisions they were making were based off no information whatsoever. I don't know how you can think that you played a better game today than you did previously. Obviously, it's not a 16-4 loss, but both teams really just struggled with the basics and fundamentals of knowing the rotations and taking map control.
Yeah, just to reiterate what Chad said, to kick off the match, we saw the double molly kill round, totally a terrible round of Counter-Strike. The next round, Golden does not buy a gun. He does not buy a gun. They end up losing that round. The next round, G2 loses a 5-on-3. That's how Cloud9 gets their first round. And then I think the next round after that, they did a 4-man banana push where they immediately gave up banana after using a lot of utility within 20 seconds.
We were discussing how bad that utility usage from G2 was on the CT side. Sean pointed out that 1 minute left on the clock, and both B players had already expended all of their utility.
Like, there wasn't a single nade. There wasn't even a decoy grenade.
Everything was used.
Everything was gone.
They used, between the two of them, 7 grenades to establish banana control, which they never once kept.
And yet again, another day in a row, Cloud9 can't figure that out. They don't count the smoke grenades used at the B bomb site, and they just continue to go B, or A, I mean.
The same thing happened though.
It's mind-blowing.
Cloud9 gave full banana control to G2 so many times, and they didn't even have a proper B execute with set Molotov.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we've got some examples of this.
Well, we do.
I think, Sean, we'll go with you first. You called this one Clown Fiesta.
Yes,
I'll let you explain why.
This is the first gun round, and this is when Cloud9 actually tries to get banana control. They jump into banana, and they molly car, right? Standard stuff, molly the car, nade the car. G2 gets these 2 kills, and for some reason, they both back out through banana. Why would they not try to maintain banana control aggressively for a split second, wait for the molly to clear? And then
molly?
Scott, triple banana pushes are so common, so the fact that Scott is coming up here this aggressively with the bomb is almost unforgivable, actually. Still a 2-on-3 at this point. The bomb is retrievable. You can molly the corner. I'm confused why Rush is solo fighting this right now, and Sticko's in alt mid still. What is Sticko doing? In the 2v1 now, G2 is they're both at the B bomb site. Body had red HP right there and pushes through the molly. The round could have still gone to Cloud9 after all of that. Body lucks out. Sticko misses that kill, and G2 wins the round.
Okay, so just want to process what I've just seen. Did Skadoodle just, with the bomb, solo push where he already knew CT players were?
Well, 2 of them died, so he thought he could take control of that area, but he didn't need to take the bomb, and he didn't need to continue pushing. He could have just established control from that position and waited for team.
It is hard to be super critical of Scott, because honestly, he had one of the better games of all the Cloud9 players. Obviously, he played really well. But yeah, that round was
A Clown Fiesta. And Chad, you've got another one for us.
This one here just made me go, what, right? I really don't understand this strategy that came out from G2. They were able to pincer the A bomb site, right? You're going to be able to see here they've got control of mid. They're able to go wrap onto A if they want to. Instead, 2 players are going to take the bomb mid to B, while 3 players continue to attack the A bomb site. And this is in a 5v5, and there's still 2 players up.
Not the bomb. That was the bomb that's dying.
Look at this. There's a guy halls, a guy pushing lane, and a guy fighting from arch, while the bomb is going mid to B and dies to the AWPer on the B bomb site.
Okay.
He died to the off.
This is them. So this is them pushing.
This is the bomb.
Oh, hey, man. Dead.
Why?
So is the idea, is the thought process, devil's advocate stepping in for a moment, hi, is the thought process that it's supposed to be a very passive and a kind of a fake, a show, you catch them rotating from B and then plant and you play the
But you wouldn't
plan?
take the bomb to CT spawn in that regard. And if you wanted to posture
You put
holes
it
and
banana
lane,
or
that's
something.
fine to wait there to draw the rotation. But you don't need to continue to commit towards the B bomb site if that's what they wanted to do.
Sure.
You try and get that guy coming through spawn, or you keep someone at the bottom of mid to get a banana push. Instead, they've taken 2 members with the bomb into what was essentially a 2v2 over towards B and a 3v3 over towards A. And we know the CTs have advantages because they're actually in harder positions to kill and holding angles.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what it made me feel like as well. I don't understand anymore, Alex.
Okay.
Nothing's making sense.
Well, maybe the head-to-head will give us a bit of respite from these poor Counter-Strike brains that these guys are having to use. Kenny S and Skadoodle, brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas now. Skadoodle did have the game, as Sean said, at the top of the scoreboard for Cloud9 and making a lot of impact despite a couple of slip-ups with miscommunications. And Kenny did the same. Didn't get to see too many Kenny S clips, but he certainly was doing his thing.
They both had good shots and they both had good moments. You know, if we want to look for highlights, individuals had highlights.
Yes.
They definitely had highlights throughout.
Teams had the lowlights.
Yes, it just wasn't really a very good game of fundamental team-based Counter-Strike, which is what you know I love, Alex.
You certainly do, and this is like a beautiful juxtaposition from you after the Astralis Liquid game, where you literally look like you just got your favorite toy.
It was like Christmas morning.
Yeah, and then you just, the other side, it feels like he's got coal in his stocking. Coming up, though, let's bring up the brackets for you so you can see what we've seen today. It wasn't all like this, I promise. G2 Cloud9 just ending, of course, and now we look to our last game, and some would refer to it as the highlight of the day. Astralis, Mibr, your headline matchup. A best of 1 between Astralis and Mibr. It's all going down here in London, and it's coming up after the break.
E aí, Gabriela, beleza? Deixa eu entrar aqui no WhatsApp e YouTube. Deixa eu ver aqui. 21 a 19, tá bom, 22, acabou 22 e 19. Tá uma bela partida. Mibr 2018. CSGO está para começar aí, rapaziada. O grande jogo, o mais esperado de todos. Então, já vai deixando essa like no canal aí, show? A Mibr vai fazer estrago, sabe isso, né? Gabriela Barbosa, minha grande parceira. Eu vi, Isaac, que você escreveu. Viadão bonito, me respeita, rapaz. Como você tá, Gabi? Você tá bem?
Astralis taking on Mibr in our headline act for another day here at the Faceit Major. We are live from London, and we've already had so much action. We've had teams locked in for the top 8, teams' dreams smashed, and this one is for another spot. It's going to be between Astralis and Made in Brazil, two titans of Counter-Strike who most are considering to be the most in shape and in form, and so hopefully a treat for your eyes at home. As are my panelists. I do have Sean Gares and Chad Sponge Birchall, supermodels in their own right, but I'm stealing them for the analysis right now. Chad, have you calmed down?
Yeah, I've calmed down. But I'm excited now because I get like another present coming my way.
Yeah.
This is kind of like we've had all the undercards today, and now this is the main event.
This feels like you've just had a detox with that previous game, and now you're ready for your treat.
Yeah, that was cathartic. I got to release all my anger at the world.
It's all out. It's all out. Of course, detoxes aren't real. Stop drinking those teas and just go to the gym. But what I want to do instead is get this broken down. We have Astralis going up against Mibr, and already that Astralis Liquid game, Sean, was a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. So that's Astralis' one loss here, and there's really not much to say. I mean, Liquid played a fantastic game. There's tons of anti-strats involved in that game, from the banana play to the nade pits to the one-way smoke and the wrap to kill device. So, I mean, Liquid played lights out right there. You can't really take anything away from Astralis for losing that.
And there's not too much criticism either. I think, you know, the general consensus when we were breaking it down afterwards was gorgeous Counter-Strike, and Chad, it was just a case of Liquid with a better team on the day.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think right now there are 4 teams.
Enfim, o grande jogo vai começar, rapaziada.
Astralis, Mibr, Na'Vi, 14.
The one that beat Astralis.
Liquid.
Yes.
I didn't mention that.
Those are the 4 teams, and they're all playing like kind of different brands of Counter-Strike, which is the coolest thing about all of this. But Made in Brazil have a chance to do what Liquid did here and prepare for any weaknesses they can see in that Astralis armor. The problem is, Made in Brazil are still kind of proving themselves to be a top team again. So me throwing them in that category might be a little bit premature. They need to show up here and put in a good result.
Yeah, we need to hear from Astralis themselves, because they sat down with our camera crew and we can hear from those Danish Vikings right here, right now.
I don't think there's any weakness in Danish Counter-Strike at all. We have a really deep and good talent pool with players. So I don't believe there's any weakness. I just think maybe there's not the right amount of people playing together right now. Maybe we could change some teams around and we will have more teams being in between the 16 best. And we have Nulls as well. Optic is a really good team. They can upset, get to this stage.
The last couple of months has been really great, with both North winning a good tournament last week, and I don't think it's bad luck or anything. I think it's just a matter of consistency, and I think out of all the Danish teams, we are by far the team that has most consistency.
Winning a major would mean everything for us. We have won before, E-League Major 2017. We just want to have that experience again. That would be nice.
That would mean a lot to us. I think that's kind of the goal we're actually aiming for right now.
That was Astralis, a team of individuals who have taken Counter-Strike storm. They've been around a while, but everything has fallen into place, and hard work, dedication, and the organisation have brought them to this point. Standing in the ring, and many teams have learned to fear them, and this precision gameplay they bring to the table.
One of the things I think with this team that is becoming more and more exciting is they are getting forced to brawl more. When these guys were on their run and they were looking so clean and concise, it was because they had everything in the right place. Now that some of their moves and playstyle has been figured out, this is when the likes of Dupree and Magic have to step up a little bit more and get the dirty work done in those mid-rounds. We saw yesterday Dupree making some amazing plays, and these are individual layers to this Astralis roster that only needs to shine when the going gets tough. Hopefully this means as well we're going to see a little bit more brilliance out of Zipniks in retakes, but this squad and how well regimented they are, if everything goes swimmingly, they get the utility up, they make the percentage plays every time.
And these percentage plays, Sean, is what we love to focus on. This is where it's just you. Do you want to explain exactly what Chad is referring to?
Yeah, Astralis will always make the high percentage play because they know how rotations are. They study your rotations. They know if they use this amount of utility here, you're going to have to leave the location, retreat back into the bomb sites, probably forced to be playing with a teammate, and then because of that, they know your standard setups, right? They then use utility further to like push and pull you around and get favorable situations.
Yeah, one caveat with these guys though is they play better when they can prepare for a team. So they need a lot of information to perform to their absolute best because they can punish those tendencies and the mistakes that you tend to make time and time again that other teams may not find. And that is the issue when you're going up against Made in Brazil, who still have a relatively limited amount of data on them based on the fact that, hey, we did have that player break. Hey, coming out of that, they had a chance to boot camp and reinvent the wheel with Yanko on board.
Yeah, and of course going up against them is Mibr, another roster that's impressed, and one of these is going into a best-of-3 elimination game tomorrow. It feels so absurd to say, but that is reality. Let's hear from Mibr as they prepare to step into the server.
So Yanko, when he joined, he brings the discipline, and in game as well, he's like really smart. He thinks the same way as almost the same way as we think about Counter-Strike, about playing in a team. The addition of YNK helps us a lot. I think his impact is a lot more impactful than what other people have seen.
By watching so many games from the last years, he has a good understanding of how competitive scene looks like. And I'm kind of impressed there are rounds when you are playing the 5th or 6th round of a match, and Yanko's gonna say, hey, because of that, that's most likely coming out. And then sometimes it's just for me because he's on my side and trying to give me inputs, but sometimes I even tell the team and boom, exactly what he said. People who adjust just like he thought they would. So it's kind of interesting to see. He has a brilliant mind in Counter-Strike. So
Salve Jefferson, beleza? Olha só. Vou olhar um zap sim, calma aí.
It is Mibr that we now see.
Jefferson, meu
Sounding
parceiro.
like Yanko, our boy from the analyst desk, from the observer den, has been transforming this roster, and a lot of insight
Será
actually
que tá
provided by that one.
32%
That
de bateria?
does definitely tickle my fancy. It's good to hear that
Eu não tô nem
Yanko's
perto.
opinions and his analysis from the desks is translated into that coaching role, at least in their eyes.
Yeah, it's good to hear that they appreciate him because we all know that behind the scenes, Yankos is a brilliant mind in the game, and he has so much information and footage that he's seen in CS.
Yeah.
He understands how every top-level team plays and, how to abuse certain setups, how to use utility. So it really makes me happy to see it. He's already working out so well for Mibr.
And you can see the immediate impact of how much is taken off of Fallen's shoulders. He's back to playing that vintage style with the AWP, where it allows him to go for plays where... And also when the calling gets tough, you can always ask for another opinion, and that's something that Yanko has definitely been delivering. Sean, when you were in-game, did you have a coach to actually offer up information?
Just for a very little amount of time with Peacemaker. Because I had a coach, but I became the villain in the team, and he became friends with everybody, so it didn't work out so well for me. But I think Yanko gets to be the bad guy and give the negative critique to everybody, and that's what people don't realize. Made in Brazil haven't really had a proper coach ever since Zeus departed.
And that was when they were lifting trophies, precisely, writing history for their region and for Counter-Strike. So perhaps this is what they needed, another stern coach who can grab them by the ear and slap them on the wrist when things do go awry. And it does seem like as well that when Yanko's forced to watch 6,000 hours of Counter-Strike over the course of his analyst career, some of it stuck.
It sinks in, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think you're definitely hearing you, Chad, when you're sitting in a green room just sighing and screaming at the same time. It's definitely going to be a beneficial experience.
I've definitely learnt a lot more about Counter-Strike just watching as opposed to being a player, which is crazy to say, but when you are an in-game leader in a team, you only call to the strengths which you can see within your squad. When you watch the best brand of Counter-Strike being played, it all kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's just kind of clarity, sudden clarity, and the head-to-head will perhaps give you some as well. The players are getting ready and roaring to go, and we do have Magisk and Stewie put up against one another. It's brought to you by the Predator, which is in cinemas now.
Yeah, it's actually a really interesting matchup. We went with a passive player for Astralis Magisk. He doesn't really make too many aggressive plays on his CT side, but like Chad said, they've been playing this brawl style of CS a lot more than they used to, so he could get aggressive. Stewie, on the other hand, is way aggressive on T side, but we didn't see that out of him yesterday on Dust 2. He's like the lurker in B tunnels. He's making plays at that B. He's at that B bomb site now. He's playing the anchor position. So this is a very different Stewie than what we saw in Cloud9. And I also think both of these players offer something to the team that the scoreboard doesn't reflect. We had a chance to listen to Stewie's communication throughout games, and he was very concise, very clear, and offers a lot in that regard. And Magic's is similar, but he's also that fire up element that Astralis didn't really have before when they had Kirby on the roster.
Right.
And I know, talking to the Astralis guys, that when he's getting fired up and into it, not only does it bring them into it, sometimes he says some things that can be relatively funny. That helps with the moves.
He's a comedian. He is. Magisk. It's good to see that Astralis do have that light-hearted element. Otherwise, it's take a time out, and Zonic will tell you an old wives' tale or a joke or two. Still, it is time for that veto, and I'm afraid I can't partake in this because I walked past the monitors.
Oh, you cheated.
Yes, I did, and it's exciting. I'm excited to reveal where this one's going. But what's your theory crafting, Sean?
I think we're going to get left to Inferno, Train, and Dust 2. These are the maps that the two teams have in common.
Right, so it's just a middle ground.
Yeah, MIBR has picked Train against Astralis in the past, and Astralis doesn't really typically enjoy playing Train all that much, so probably not really Train. Could be Inferno or Dust 2.
I'm looking at the last 3 best-of-3s, all of the games they've played so far here in 2018. It's just been Mirage, Overpass, Inferno, Train. Those are the maps we've seen.
Well,
These
Overpass
guys
is gone,
offline.
Train's gone.
So what does that leave us with? Mirage?
Dust 2 and Inferno. So I'm pretty sure Astralis will be taking out Mirage here. It's one which they made some struggles on through the Challenger stage.
Yeah.
So they're going to get rid of that. And they only played that through the Challenger stage because they knew they'd get through and could play one of their weaker maps. Or at least that's my theory. So between Dust 2 and Inferno, MIBR get the choice. It's going to be Dust 2.
It is indeed going to be Dust 2, because MIBR has told Chad and I that this is a very strong map.
Vai ser
Yeah, they
Dust
say in practice
2,
they look like the best or feel like one of the best teams. So with that in mind and what we got to see from them against Mouse Sports the other day, they're very calculated in their decision making. It feels like once they take a certain part of the map, they have multiple different strategies they can do, but the game plan is clear. So for these guys, we didn't get to see a huge amount of their CT side, but when you have so many potential players who can pick up the AWP on a map where it can be dominant and take over, there is a really good shot for MIBR to take this one.
Yeah, I'm very hyped. Dust 2 between Astralis and MIBR. They've both played it once. It was a quick win for them both. It was a spirit game for Astralis 16-3, and I want to make sure I get the one right. It was that game versus Mouse Sports 16-6. So we've already got a glimpse of it, but MIBR talking the talk. We'll see if they can walk the walk versus the best in the world. Prediction time, though, gents. Time for you to take that walk. And joining us is Jason and Anders. Good to have you with us, gents. And this should be a casting treat for you fellas. You feeling hype?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Obviously, it's going to be... This is a treat. That is a great way to put it, actually. Yeah.
Eu vou montar a live aqui rapidinho.
A nice little treat to end your day. Astralis,
Botei.
not bad to have that smoke. No matter where you go, if it's A or B, you want to try and see if you can maybe just close out some of the distance against those USPs.
Começou.
That is a problem that you have to face when you're on the T side on Dust 2.
A lot of players outside of long for MIBR. Initial presence for Astralis above pit, and they've actually kind of fallen away from that, so not entirely sure what's coming. There's a smoke at the base of Banana trying to pull people over. Paul's playing with fire, though. One random bullet through that smoke could do so much, and that has not pulled enough people away, has it? That has not done enough.
No, he tried to fake it. He threw the Molotov as well, which is a pretty big commitment in a pistol round. They're out on the catwalk, and now they've been spotted, so the fake has definitely been called. They know what's coming here. Dupree opening up and taking down Fur is a good beginning, but the battle is not done yet. 4 versus 5, and Tarek and Dupree now.
Achoo! 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 Ah, vou ficar lá por umas 8 horas, 9 horas mais ou menos por aí. Que foi isso? A misericórdia gay.
3 on 3, Sip in the middle. Stewie going to be peeking in, look at the wrong angle, but he does stay alive. And now, good movement here. Magisk right over the barrel to take down Fallen, and they're running out of players. They need to make this work right now. 28 seconds. They're still walking back and forth. They haven't really committed yet. I think they might run out of time now. Device is going to be on the bomb site, ready and waiting. Stewie going to be instantly taken down. And now it's all on Cold here, as you said. The best player in the world, 16, 17. But now he's going to have to step it up. 1 versus 3 with 10 seconds, and oh my god, he does get the headshot. Device will take him down. That's a good way to start this game, isn't it?
That's so weird, though. I think as close as that pistol round was at times, it just fell flat for MIBR, in my opinion. They didn't ever close the gap on anyone from Astralis. They initially tried that catwalk in, they got shut down at range by the USPs. This is the only bright spot, and it's Astralis not only pushing into Tarek, but also 2 players from Astralis making mistakes that you don't
Relaxa, Isa.
obviously capitalize on that, but you go back to B, you've got a place that you can face.
Vamos lá, vamos lá.
He's on platform, long range, free shots. Go back to A, Device has free shots, long range. That Deagle bullet just whizzes past the head of Astralis players, but lone control is theirs, and that will be a fun battle to keep track of throughout this map.
There was absolutely a version of the simulation Moses where he kills both in that 1 bullet, but it wasn't this time. See if Astralis can do a good enough job at holding on to these rifles. Definitely makes a big difference. You want to build that CT side economy. This really can be a ridiculously T-sided map, so if you can get the first 3 rounds here in Astralis, you're already doing a pretty good job. Device ducking down, and he's going to be flashed for such a long time. Somehow stays alive, and now the backup is going to be here a little bit. Bomb should be going down about any second, but MIBR kind of want to fight a little bit more. They're actually trying to win the round here. Dupree now close range with the SMG, and the fight looks to be going the way of the Danish team. No bomb plant. They weren't just interested in the money. They wanted the upset win here. Device with the triple, and he's one of those players you don't want to have too much of a good start on if you're MIBR. Quad kill in the end, 7-0.
Interesting to see MIBR not even trying to get that plant, even when the smoke goes down.
Esse cara tá jogando muito bem, mano.
Really trying to kind of hit the home run, I guess you'd call it. Great control from Dupree and Device, not overextending, just kind of holding the line, and they're rewarded with their patience. Device is having a very good start to this game. 4 kills in that round. I think the previous he'd had 3 in the pistol, so good stuff from him. 2-0 for Astralis. MIBR doesn't have a whole lot of success in these opening 2 rounds to be happy about. We have to say, I think there's, this MIBR team still has a lot of work, but I think there is a certain amount of romance to them being back that everyone wants to believe in. You feel like they're right on the cusp of really inspiring the fans, viewers all over again. This is a huge test for them, though. As confident as they've been, as good as we've seen Fallen play throughout this event so far, this is going to be really, really difficult.
Eu nunca joguei nem vou jogar, ô louco. O melhor jogo que existe.
Those were some of one. We'll see how it goes. No AWP yet on Fallen. That is something that I'm personally looking forward to. He's got the AK right now. They are speeding up towards the bomb site. Just gonna force out some grenades early on. This isn't really an attempt to try and get through. And Fallen, taking down Device here.
Roda em qualquer PC esse negócio aqui, eba. É de boa.
That is kind of a cool idea. Difficult to pull off, and I don't think they were expecting two players to pinch in. Glaive is still all alone, though, because of Zipnik's rotating over.
Mestre Fallen. Nossa, os caras tá jogando muito, velho. Ah, o MIBR tá tomando um sapê. Smocaram. Smocaram o bomb. 4-0.
That was actually an incredibly well choreographed round out of MIBR. The initial pressure on B and then Device gets taken down.
Fallen morreu, Codicero morreu na smoke, Codicero morreu na smoke.
They were maybe expecting that Zip was already boosted behind that box because it is kind of a common play, especially when the smoke.
Ah, mas LoL é jogo de bicho, né? Como eu falo, mas eu jogo LoL também, mas bicho não. Não jogo muito LoL não, tem gente que não gosta muito, né? Eu não curto jogo de RPG. Eu tenho no PC por simples fato de quando alguém vem querer jogar aqui, entendeu? Tô em cima da caixa. Não, cada um com seu gosto, pô, cada um com seu gosto. Nós falamos isso aí na brincadeira, cada um com seu gosto do jogo. Caraca, os caras não vão todo mundo, mano. É o mapa Dust 2, né? Esse mapa é um lixo, velho, pra jogar, velho. Um pouco mais pesado que CS, se duvidar. Todizeira. Eu vou trazer live de pub no celular também.
Let's do your Bardoff impression. For those of you in GoTV who you watching.
Oh God, I was really deep water at that moment in time. I didn't understand. I think it's gonna have to be.
Esse cara vai ter que jogar muito pra iniciar aí e ver se consegue ganhar, virar. Para mais fácil ainda. Acho que já limpou primeiro. Quando o cara já vem. Não, já pensou ali a tira, velho. Nossa. Se eu faz isso na parte de baixo, o cara vai ter difícil. Tava jogando hoje, os caras me chamou de cheater. Tava jogando de scout, pesquei 3 meio. Ah, no pub eu tô level 23 só. Mano, 16-0. 6-0, velho. Nem fodendo. Nossa, mano, olha isso, velho. Eliminatório, eu acho que já. Se for, nós tá fudido, velho. Tem que... Ô louco, que isso? Formiga no cu, ô louco. Boca suja. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Falem ao verdadeiro. Parece que esse meio fala. Tem um gato aqui mexendo no meu computador, não sei como. Soube em cima da mesinha do computador.
This story of Astralis, this major, best team in the world coming into it looks so shaky in Challenger, especially off that loss to North in the grand finals of Stockholm. Everyone was getting so giddy, so happy. Like there was something being shown by Astralis in the way of weakness that gave the team some kind of hope to be able to overcome them. And here in the Legend stage, they've closed that door. They've figured it out. The concept
Só um minuto, rapaziada. Vou dar uma mutada aqui. Voltamos. Foi no banheiro.
Finally, with long presence, it's dropped, so kind of holding
Vamos lá, vamos lá.
Yeah, it's your question.
Fergode. Tinha sim que era assim, Fergode. Calma aí que eu já vou olhar os comentários aqui, ver se tem algum comentário que eu perdi.
All the fun away.
Kind of an old strategy on this map, way before the rework, was, you know, taking long control on T side, leaving a guy picked and pressuring the rest of the map, and having that guy much later, like, you know, 30 seconds later, he starts to peek up, and suddenly you catch someone off guard, right?
Oh, it's a great area to fall back to the way that Mibr are doing. As long as you can hold that presence and, you know, have the knowledge that no one's there, it's great.
This might be the first time we see sort of a long take. You know, you smoke off and cross, you get over. We haven't really even seen him in a position to do this, so Device is going to be jumping on over. He sees every single one and takes down Fallen. He's back for a bit more. The spray through actually does a lot of damage, and Device a little bit in trouble here. He's going to finally go down, sit for the refrag, and it's still a 2-on-4, and still looking very good at the moment here for the Astralis team. That bomb plant, I can't really blame them for wanting to look for another kill before they do, because it's just so risky. Now they got the bomb, but they can't exit the site, and this is sort of the theory of playing on the A side. You want to get the bomb plant, but then try and get somebody off the site so you can maybe defend it a bit more from range. Fur, trying to look for the shot here with the AK-47. Cold Zero picks up one good headshot. Well, damage, this could actually work out.
Tem um fundo. Um subiu rampa, pulou. Boa.
Such an effort in that round, but it's not enough.
No, you're so screwed if you get into that bomb
Os
site.
caras estão jogando muito, mano.
Great play from Zipix on Catwalk, not even challenging the fight because he knows they can't really attack it, and that's just buying so much time. And once you have them coordinated the site, the retake is so easy. You know where everyone is. This is a great round for Device. The opening pick, and I don't know how he survives that, but the follow-up kill, maybe getting a little bit overconfident with the kind of play that he's brought out with that next angle he takes, but it doesn't really matter. 9-0. And to be touted as the game of the day, the headlining match.
Shows you what we know, Moses. we're hyping it all. I mean, it's not done yet.
No, it's really not.
Remember again, Mibr, they just get a good buffer in this first half, get up to 4 or 5 rounds, they win the pistol in the second half, then they go straight into that Fallen and Cold Zero, or I don't even care, just another rope, right?
Yeah.
Get that up and running, that could be still lethal. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, even if
I don't know. This one, I wonder if I can change my prediction. Do you think they'll let me?
I won't let you. You stole that one from me yesterday.
Oh, did I? Yeah, I mean, in a way, I guess. I mean, that was kind of apparent the whole way along, wasn't it?
Was it?
That was the easiest prediction of my life.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we all just got caught up in the romance, the heat of the moment, the passion. Our boy Yanko in the coaching position, Fallen, returning to glory. Astralis is just slapping them around Dust 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I do think there's an element of the map being a factor in this, not to make too many excuses, but I do think there's something like that going on.
Device has more kills than all of Mibr combined, which is never a good thing. Never, ever a good thing, and he's looking like he's going for more. He's hungry.
Botou isso.
Realize what's coming ahead of time. Oh, almost transfers over, but Device is here. He's here so fast, and the rest of Astralis crunching on this hit. It's just Stewie.
Meu celular descarregou, não tá dando pra me ler comentário. Se eu perdi algum comentário, você me fala, Isa.
Positions of these sniper rifles have backfired. The Molotov though might do it. Stewie's gonna burn.
Oh, that is completely heartless, and Clay will take it.
Caralho, o cara chegou com uma balita.
Again, they're really fighting for these rounds, but it is just not enough. It's gonna be 10-0 right now. But definitely right on Device. That was, yeah, a bit overzealous peeking in through the window. Obviously feeling the game quite a bit at this moment, but
the second team ace Astralis has had in this game so far.
10-0, mano.
Yeah, Device is at the moment going for a lot of heat check plays, isn't he?
Yeah.
That kind of angle on that A take, which is, I mean, I guess it's fine. Like he is kind of on fire, so fair play.
It's having a 20-5
Live pra mim tudo ao mesmo tempo, ô louco. Aí sim, parceiro.
Well then, back on the AKs, back on the grenades here as Mibr looking to fit a round on the board. I think now we're really running out of time. I would say 4 or 5 rounds is enough of a buffer that if you win the pistol, you're still competitive. Like if you swing back that way, but it's time now. Definitely something needs to happen.
It's the fact that nothing has come really that close. I guess that round was probably the closest they've had.
If you took my advice earlier and followed third, it would have been the least exciting time ever. He's gonna pick up a kill since. I just feel like some of the time he's the one that sort of like shrugs off all of the fatigue and goes for it and can be a bit more aggressive in some situations.
Some of them, I mean,
Vai lá, Isa. Fica com Deus.
you know, a pretty even duel, all things considered, like, you know, taking into account the other fights that Andre's gotten in this game. Third,
Tomando esse sapeiro aqui de 10-0. Tá difícil.
Anyway, here comes MIBR working their way up catwalk. But it just seems they've had this control for a while, and they're not really doing anything with it at the moment. Now moving forward, and just going to be a drive with Sipnick
Que
slots down,
isso?
gives it up.
Mensagem apagada.
Tarek in position in case Glaive went for that peek, which he has a couple of times into the longhouse, but that's not the case right now. 40 seconds. Grenade landing right on top of Fur's face. That is never a good time
Vamos
either.
ver.
Glaive just want to get down here. If he goes down, though, it's going to put so much pressure on Device. We'll see how this works out. 30 seconds now left. They're really not leaving themselves a lot of time to make this push happen. Great flashbangs, great follow-up, and Tarek taking down a kill. Now it's Device. He's so trapped right now, just fighting to stay alive, but Sip is doing all the work on the other side, getting a quick double in. It's now Dupree. They don't have a smoke to cross, and they're quickly running out of time. 10 seconds. They've got to make the
É o
shot.
último.
On the other side, he gets
Nossa,
one.
levou um.
Cold Zero. He's looking for the fight.
Ah,
Real
Coldzera,
taking
você
down,
moscou,
crushing
velho.
all of the hope. I don't even think they had the time to actually get the bomb. They had to go for it.
They had to go for that play, which is why you see him. I do not know how MIBR didn't win that round. Zipnix is a god. There had to have been a flashbang somewhere, because Device somehow magically survives
Tava dois, velho.
in the open. That's so tough to deal with. And that was their best chance. Glaive had actually fallen back and given up the long angle. They were in perfect position to get pitched in. Device was open to two different angles. I don't know if Glaive
Se os caras fazer 15,
stay in pit.
eles não vão perder, eles não vai poder perder um round, velho.
Kill goes the way of MIBR. And geez, if I can't win a round like that.
What is left?
Oh no.
Oh no. The grenade.
Olha lá, mano, o cara levando 5k, velho.
40 plus damage on all of them.
It's done, Anders. It's over. Let's call it a game.
Bad Fallen, mano. Olha isso, velho.
It's not worth finishing.
That is...
Os caras, esses bandimongo. IBR. Ó, mano, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So much of a good time, isn't he?
E Bad Fallen, o verdadeiro, foi pescado meio.
Kill of his life.
Yeah, that was. I mean, still pretty nice shooting, all things considered.
So, round number 13 now. Moses is giving up all of the hope.
Yeah. Out.
Well, don't get to give up in this game, Moses. There's no tapping early. You're in it all the way. Oh, Bree taking down for just an edge then. Somehow it's enough.
Surely we're not going to 16-0 damage.
No.
Surely not a 16-0.
It sort of feels like that's where,
Not at this caliber. Not as a major as a qualification to the top 8.
it would certainly be nice for Astralis, right? That would make a good entry into the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what's happening right now. This is, talk about some of the confidence we spoke. This is what I'm lacking right now.
Obrigado aí pra todos que estão aí assistindo essa grande partida aí, mano. Os caras estão jogando muito bem. Os caras estão jogando muito bem. Levou boa. 3 likes, 1 dislike. Quem deu dislike é hater que não gosta de mim. Tem muito. Beleza aí. Nossa senhora, velho. No Twitter tem 15 pessoas assistindo. Obrigado, pessoal do Twitter.
Again, we're running out of words to really describe it.
I have a lot of words,
Being able to keep our jobs.
Obrigado mesmo aí, pessoal que tá no Twitter aí.
This is where it'd be fun to chat with Yanko and be like, so you've had so much fun being a coach. How's it feel right now?
Do you want to rub it in his face a little bit? Because his life
Esse smoke é boa, hein, pra passar, hein, mano. Começar a utilizá-la. Caramba, mano, Mibr perdendo 13-0, velho. Que isso.
Here we go. CZ's desperation for Mibr. Astralis making a statement here in this match.
Yeah, this is
Invasão G Games. Ô, valeu, G Games. É nóis, parceiro. Ô, valeu aí, mano. G Games, Invasão Família G Games. É nóis, parceiro. Valeu aí, agradece. Valeu mesmo aí. Mas tá vendo essa humilhação aqui, tá ligado? MBR aí perdendo aí. Valeu mesmo. Não, tá certo. Uma pequena invasão, mas de coração. Tá certo. Falou tudo, meu parceiro. Caramba, velho. Esse cara joga muito de Alp, velho. Mas, não. Valeu, G Games. Beleza, vai lá, mano. Isa cheio de contatinho, meu amigo. Hero 016, escreve. Valeu, meu parceiro, valeu aí mesmo. Que isso, Isa, viadão. Ô, louco. 14, mano. Último round aí. Último round aí pra nós. Tá vendo aí. Tomara que a último round eles ganhem aí. Opa. Opa. Ok. Boa noite aí. Vai lá, mano. Boa noite aí. É nóis. Caramba, velho. Esse cara tomando um sacode aí, velho. Indo dormir triste. 15-0. Só se rolar um milagre aqui. Vamos lá.
Moses, I've been thinking.
That's never a good sign.
How did someone come up with the
15-0, velho.
It's like a combination of sham and poo, and it's like it's a beauty product, right? How do they sell that? It seems odd, doesn't it?
It does seem odd. Have you ever looked into it? I feel like a Google search could probably...
No, I thought about it in the shower this morning and
okay. While you were using the
Invasão G Games, salve. Ouviu aí, mano, mais um inscrito aí, graças a Deus.
That's the issue. I haven't used shampoo.
Como vocês estão aí? Vocês estão bem?
Fair enough, Moses. That is a good way out of it, I suppose. That wasn't even meant to be like
Todos aí que mandar salve vai aparecer na tela aí, beleza?
Let's see. Oh, well done.
Todos que mandar salve aí vai aparecer na tela aí, beleza? Pô, graças, valeu aí, mano. Depois eu vou passar no canal de cada um aí. Deixar um likezinho lá, se inscrever lá, beleza?
Flash out mid. Cold Zero might be it right in the face, but he's more than capable of getting back into cover. Delayed mid to B smoke, spamming through. When you're they're down 15-0 as well. It might force some rotations that normally it wouldn't. They're going to come up and hold their still in CT spot.
Estarei fazendo amanhã um grupo no WhatsApp aí. Eu sei que nós tem que eu explico, mas pra ficar mais junto, né? As pessoas aí.
Astralis pin does its job.
There's a late flank coming in from Stewie. Bergen, I think, on the headshot there. Oh no,
Nossa,
great
salve,
take out.
salve.
Now it's
Beleza?
all on Stewie. 1 versus 2, avoiding
Obrigado
the
aí.
16.
Tamo junto.
You definitely don't want that. Whatever else
Tá
happens,
dois.
just keep that little bit of pressure away from them.
GG pro GG,
Stewie
GG.
crouching on in, looking for Sipke. Instant headshot, just one left, and then Free will take him down. And they make it happen. 16-0 in MIBR.
16 a 0.
Well, I've never seen anything like it.
16 a 0, mano.
Not worried though. The last
Porra.
time we saw this core of
Que
MIBR get
isso,
16-0,
mano.
they went on a massive run and made it all the way to the finals of that event.
That is true. Was something similar. Personally, I
Caralho, mano. O meu amigo tá na minha conta, velho. Que isso? O que que ele fez, velho?
Oh, I see. Smug in victory, silent in loss.
Não era pra ocultar o moleque não. Cê tá louco, é? Parceiro, cê tá doido.
generally speaking, but
Well, either way, I mean, it's kind of overshadowed by such a dominant performance
Não,
and a
vou
6-0
tirar
win
aqui,
that
vou
ends up
tirar
also
aqui.
qualifying to the stage. That's going to put MIBR into the BO3 stage as well. One last chance, and at least it'll be a series, right? I gotta be happy about that if you're MIBR. It's not another BO1.
yeah, I actually think that I mean, obviously you don't play for this. I'm not trying to say that this would be a tactic, but actually, given how they're sort of rebuilding the team, might actually be great for them to play one more best of 3 just to drill through more maps.
More maps, yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously it's scary because you could get eliminated, but could actually help
Especially
out.
with some of the teams that are in that pool.
É nóis, rapaziada. Eu vou ficando por aqui. Tomara que vocês tenham gostado aí da pequena jogatina aí que nós fez aí, esse vídeo aí. Amanhã vai ter mais. E é nóis, parceiros. É nóis aí. Valeu aí, agradece. Meu parceiro aí que tava na minha conta aí. Moz errou ela. Mas é nóis. Falou, fui. Até o próximo aí. Eu vou estar indo aí nos canais aí.